the Villages, Florida 2026 Street of Dreams lifestyle visit homes, and maybe even a sinkhole. What's up, everybody? It is a super windy but still awesome day to be in FLA and the bubble of the Villages, Florida. Today is Sunday, January 25th, 2026, a little after 2:30 in the afternoon, and I apologize for all the wind noise, but we have wind gusts today up to 26 miles per hour. That's the bad news. The good news is it's the high of 84 degrees right now, and that's going to be the warmest it's going to be for us here in Central Florida over the next 10 days. Hey everybody, my name's Michael. If you're brand new to our channel, my awesome wife, Tiffany, and I, we're just a couple of empty nesters who decided to go ahead and move to the Villages full-time, pre-retirement about 2 years ago, right after we did our initial lifestyle visit. And we've been documenting our journey, our adventures, our experiences, and our expenses with you here on YouTube. Tiffany runs our awesome Facebook group, Instagram, and then we have a free newsletter on our website at michaelandtiffany.com. So I realize a lot of you that may be watching this video today or over the next week or so are living all across the US and up in Canada, where unfortunately you are getting this unbelievable winter storm that's already hit some of you and that will hit the rest of you here later this week. For us, we do have a freeze warning. I think starting Tuesday, the temps will drop down below freezing at night. And then for the next 10 days, our highs will only be about 50 to 60 degrees. But that is definitely much, much better than what a lot of you are probably out there dealing with. Since this is the kind of last sunny day that we have, I thought I'd kind of get out and kind of document and share with you a few things of what's going on here at the end of January of 2026. We're going to start right here in the parking lot of the Street of Dreams, and then we're going to kind of drive around the Street of Dreams. We're going to show you some of the outside of the model homes. There's a lot of people over here at their Villages sales agents looking at homes right now. Matter of fact, one just opened up their car door and their trunk, and unfortunately they had literally hundreds of their flyers just kind of blow out of their trunk and all throughout the parking lot. There was no hope catching those flyers, so we may spot some of those as we're driving around the streets. Then we're going to drive over there to the cottage neighborhood for the lifestyle visit home. So if you're thinking about doing a lifestyle visit, I'll put some information down in the description below, and you can contact the Villages if you want to do a lifestyle visit here in the future. And then when we do drive around, we're ultimately going to end up over there in the parking lot of the Wellpoint Postal Facility and Recreation Facility. And you can see we have one retention pond right here that's holding water. But if we can find a parking spot over there, because it's pretty busy, we're going to park over there, and then we're going to walk down and show you what might be a potential sinkhole. I apologize if there's any wind noise. Do got my microphone on with a dead cat. Let's get in the golf cart. We'll get all buckled up, and we'll start today's adventure right here in the parking lot of the Street of Dreams. So as we start backing up away from this retention pond, I'll spin the golf cart over here in this direction, and you can kind of see the back side of some of these Street of Dreams model homes. That one right there in front of us comes with a built-in swimming pool and also the built-in bird cage already. So eventually the Villages will probably build another Street of Dreams somewhere else on the other side of Eastport as they keep expanding. So all these Street of Dreams homes will be available and on the market at some point. So if you're looking for a house that's already got a pool built in, that might be for you down the road. So you can see this parking lot right here. This is one of two parking lots here in the Street of Dreams. This parking lot right here is pretty darn empty. But we'll circle around and go down this way to the left to the Street of Dreams. And we'll show you the other parking lot right across the way over there. That's Wellpoint. That's the cottage lifestyle visit homes. So we'll come back and drive through that here in just a couple of minutes. So what I decided to do was to come back out here onto McNeil Drive, and that way we can start right there. We see the Villages trolley pulling out. That is the entrance to the Street of Dreams. So let's hang a left right here off of McNeil Drive. We'll turn onto Russo Run. You can see they have the signs on either side. It says Street of Dreams Model Home Center, and you can come out here and look at these any day of the week that they're open. You'll either need your Villages sales agent or you'll need to stop by the Model Home Center, Sales Information Center up here in just a second, and to get somebody to let you into these homes. But that one off to our left, that is a designer, I think. That's called the Kingbird. The next one right there where you see that orange golf cart, that's the egret. And then we come up here to this corner, this intersection of Russo Run and Witt Loop. This is one of our favorite homes. That right there is a premier home. That's the St. Lawrence 2. Just love, love, love the look of that home right there. And then I'll angle the golf cart over here in this direction so you can see as we make the turn here. There is the Raven, 2-car garage plus a golf cart garage. That gray one has the same thing, 2-car garage plus golf cart garage. That's the Swallow. And then that one right there directly in front of us with that River Rock facade, that's called the Heron. So you can see right now the designer homes, they're kind of in this bird phase. They name them all after a different bird. I'm going to angle the golf cart over here in this direction since no one's coming. There you go. You can see the back side of that St. Lawrence 2. Comes with a pre-built-in swimming pool and a bird cage on that one, and a big, big, big back lanai. So we'll keep making our way around the curve here. That directly in front of us, that's the Albany. So I think that's a premier home. That light gray home, that should be a designer home. That's the Iris, where you see that green and orange Villages golf cart parked off to our right. We'll aim the golf cart in this direction right there. That home does not have a sign out front because it's the sales and information center for this Street of Dreams. And you can see this parking lot is pretty darn busy today. So we'll make a quick loop through here. So that house just on the other side of that white Subaru, that's the Egret. This one straight in front of us, that is the Warbler. This one to the right there, that's called the Shearwater. No sign on this one off to our left or to our right there. So they must be using those for sales offices right now. That white one right there on the right-hand side, that is the Robin. And then this big gray one right here off to our left, that is called the Osprey. So we're gonna hang a right and we're gonna drive through the cottage homes where you can stay on your lifestyle visit. Then we'll come back down this street and we'll point out the rest of these Street of Dreams homes directly across from us, and there's some more around that loop over there. There is the parking lot off to our right where we started today's video. Pretty empty today, but there are days when both of these parking lots are completely full. So we're gonna hang a left right here into Follis Court. This is Well Point. If you were to stay for a lifestyle visit right now or in the near future, this is probably where the Villages would put you up at, but eventually they'll build a new lifestyle visit home area. They'll build a whole brand new Street of Dreams. So at some point in the future, all these homes in here will be available for sale. So this is a great area. If you're not in a hurry, you might want to think about waiting for one of these homes down the way. So each of the lifestyle visit homes, we love it. They do give them special, unique names. The one off to our right was called Awaken and Stir. That white one off to our left I just passed, that was called Happiness. This one right here off to our right, that is called Dreamcatcher. And then this one right here with the teal front door, that one's called Slice of Heaven. So the Villages does get very creative with their lifestyle visit home names. That one's called Pinch Myself. I wish they'd get a little bit more creative on their street names, to be honest with you. Some of these street names I just don't like, you know? Some of them are very hard to pronounce. Some of them are named after, you know, someone that's worked at the Villages, their first and last name, which I'm sure they're awesome people. That one's called Enchanted. But, you know, who wants to work 30, 40, 50 years of your life and then move to a street that's named after somebody else that has their first and last name that's just super hard to pronounce, you know? They should be naming the road names, in my opinion, something that's very fun and that just kind of invokes that whole emotion of, yes, this is the place that we retired to. This is what we worked for our entire life. That one's called Whimsical Wish. This gray one right here with the light blue door, that is called Storybook. Love the name of this one. This is a great name. Daydreamer. How awesome is that? That's pretty cool. And then this one right here on our very, very right at the very end of the road. Another awesome name. That one's called About Time. We'll back it up. Then we'll make our way down the other road. This is Sim Street right here. That one, white one right across the way. That is called, can't read the sign. That's the Snowbird. Love the name of that one right there. That is called Paradise Found. That gray one off to our right is called Hometown Haven. Off to our left was Cup Half Full. We had Wishing Well to our right. So I think you kind of get the general gist. These are very, very fun names. Great place to take a selfie when you come down here for your lifestyle visit. That one I just passed was called Fun in the Sun. That's an awesome name. Adventure Waits. So we came for our lifestyle visit a little over 2 years ago. They were putting everybody into a patio villa neighborhood, which that kind of opened our eyes to say, hey, you know, maybe we can move to the villages now. Maybe we don't have to wait another couple of years until we retire. We can go ahead and get started and move into one of those now as we wait for the villages to kind of build out the whole Eastport area and explore everything else around the villages to see if we truly want to live down here in the Eastport area, or do we want to live somewhere that has a little bit more mature landscaping and bigger trees and stuff like that. Tiffany's parents moved to the villages just a few months ago, and they live in a section that we refer here locally as between the sixes, between 466 and 466A. So it's between the sixes, and that area up there is just absolutely gorgeous. I think that's what everybody wished the villages could look like. The roads are wider, the homes are spaced a little bit further apart, and the most important thing is they have big mature oak trees and big mature landscaping, and they just have more shopping and restaurants and stuff like that. So who knows? You know, we've really been enjoying spending our time up there over the last several months with Tiffany's parents. So maybe, who knows? That might be in our future down the road. Off to our right-hand side, this is a designer home. It's called the Whispering Pine. That's one of our favorite designer homes. That's awesome. Off to our left is the Kingfisher. This next one off to our right, that is the Sassafras. That light blue one off to our left is the Sanderling. Then this, it looked kind of gray or maybe taupe. That is the Tall Pine. Again, another one of our favorite designer homes, especially for the value and the budget. You can get that one for about, I don't know, $330 to about $350 in a vinyl, and for concrete, you can get it for about $360. And then you can always add on a golf cart garage, which will push that up probably, I don't know exactly, you'll need to check your village's sales agent, but probably at least another 15 or 20 grand. Can anybody pronounce the name of that one right there? The Anhinga. The Anhinga, I think that's the name of it. Off to our right, that's the Pebble Beach. And then I love the look of this white one right here. That is actually a vinyl sided house that they put the vinyl siding vertically with the classic black shutters and trim. That's called the Poplar, which is also another very popular, very affordable designer home. That one right there off to our right is the Loblolly. We have the Eagle right here on the corner. As we take a right here into Lynn Keene Loop, I can't see the name of that one right there. That should be a premier home. And that is the Seneca right there. Love those brown garage doors. This is the Sycamore model. That's absolutely one of Tiffany and I's favorite home plans. Matter of fact, we have an awesome couple that invited us over, and we did that at the end of last year. We went and did a tour of their Sycamore model home. It's an absolutely gorgeous home. So if you'd like to see that, check a link in the description below for that home tour. And then down here, it looks like we already have folks that have moved in. So those were the last two of the Street of Dreams homes. So let's go down here, turn around. We'll make our way down the rest of that road. There's a few more Street of Dreams homes to show you. And then we'll make our way over to the Wellpoint Postal and Recreation Facility, get out and walk across and show you the empty retention pond or basin where a lot of folks that live over that area are very, very concerned that it might be a sinkhole. Stop right here on Lynn Keene Loop. No one's coming off to our left. Take a right here into Rusa Run. That house directly across from us, that is the Songbird. Here is the Cormont. This one off to our left over here at 1792 does not have a sign out front, so either they sold it or they're using it for Village's sales offices. Whoops, we need to turn down here. If we go down Steiger Street, there's actually a couple of more Street of Dreams homes down here. So I came down here about halfway down Steiger Street because there is one more parking lot that'll eventually become homes. So once the Villages does build another Street of Dreams area somewhere else in the Villages, they'll come in here, pull up all this asphalt, and then they'll probably build at least one or maybe two homes right here. But there were a few other Street of Dreams homes down here off of Steiger Street that I wanted to show you. I guess if I would have continued all the way around Lynn Loop, it would have brought me out right here. But this house off to our right, there's a sign out there that says pool design by appointment only. So I'm not sure which model that is, but if you do want to build a pool at the time that you're building your brand new dream or premier home, you'd come down here to have your meeting. This big house right here in front of us, the green house, that's the Westchester. The next one on our right there is the Pelican. We're now passing the Starling off to our right. And then this big white one right here is very similar to that other one that we looked at earlier from the outside anyway. That's called the Niagara. So we'll make our way back up to Rusa Run. We'll hang a right, go back to the entrance of the Street of Dreams, and then hang a left and make our way all the way over to the Wellpoint Pool and Postal Facility. We just passed the Dove on our right. That one doesn't have a name on the left. That one right there does. The Jubilee to our left, the Oriole to our right, the Burrowing Owl off to our right. Then this one over here to our left, that is called the Dabney. Then there you can see the other side of the St. Lawrence too. That grayish one right there, that's the Warbler. And we're back to the front again with the Egret and the Kingbird. You can see across the way, there's one of our brand new championship golf courses. We'll stop and look left and look right. We're clear on our left. We got a car coming to our right. You want to keep your head on a swivel around here. All clear. And directly in front of us is the parking lot for the Wellpoint Pool, Postal and Recreation Facility. And wow, this place is a beehive of activity. Everybody's out enjoying this warm weather before this cold front comes in. So we'll park the golf cart right here. And now we're on the other side of that retention pond. And right across the way over there, you can see that brown fencing. And that's where we began today's video. So let's put the golf cart in park. We're gonna get out and we're gonna walk down the other side of the street. So one of the awesome things is if you come down here for a lifestyle visit, they will provide a golf cart plus a couple of bicycles for you to get out and explore the villages. But they also try to make them very, very convenient. If you did want to walk over to one of the swimming pools, you can do that very, very easily. So that's another reason why that one's probably pretty popular. We do have a crosswalk right here. No one coming off to our left and no one coming off to our right. So we got the all clear. We'll make it across McNeil Drive here. And now you can see the backside of some of those Street of Dreams homes that we just drove around in that neighborhood. Oh, look at that. There's a gator right there. Y'all see him? He is sunning right there. Got half of his body up there on that tube and the other half out in the water. You can see his head sticking up. Maybe that's why all the ducks and all the birds are over there in the middle part of the pond and not over here around the edge. So this is not a multimodal cart path that we're walking on. Here in the villages, we have both multimodal cart paths, and you can see that one runs over there. You can see the diamond. It runs the length of McNeil Drive. So that's where you drive your golf cart at. But this right here is designated as a walking trail. So you can walk, ride your bikes over here. And just down the way, right about where that red golf cart was, is the other retention pond off to our left. And there's been a lot of chatter on Facebook. There was a public district meeting here about a week or two ago, because there was a big hole that opened up in this retention pond, drained out all the water, and then it filled back up a little bit. But then as of just a couple of days ago, the big hole reappeared and all the water drained out. So let's go up here and give it a look for ourselves. All right, so welcome to the retention pond. Maybe called a basin. Don't know what the real technical term is for that, but I think most of the residents that live over here call this a retention pond. And you can see that it's pretty much bone dry. So we shouldn't have to worry about any gators over here. You can see they do have a big piece of heavy equipment over here. Not sure what they're doing with that. But a friend of ours that lives right here on this retention pond sent us some photos and some videos as this thing has been happening. I'm not going to post those right now. I'll leave that up to them if they want to post those photos and videos. But there you go. You can see there's a big old hole. I don't know if it's translating on camera or not, but it's directly in front of us, just kind of on the other side of that little mossy area. Looks to be, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 foot wide diameter. So not sure what they're going to do to resolve this, but that is something that you need to keep in mind if you're going to pay a premium for any of the water views or retention lots. The villages does say at the time of sale and in their contract that these ponds may or may not hold water. So hopefully that's not a sinkhole. I think at the district meeting they had a couple of weeks ago, they called that a geological anomaly. Hopefully they'll get it resolved very, very quickly. Y'all keep an eye on that baby alligator back there behind me. That one's not very big compared to some of these gators that are out here in these retention ponds, but just good, piece of advice. Don't walk too closely there to the shoreline, especially if you got really small dogs over there. So evidently this retention pond or basin also had some type of geological ground anomaly, and it was losing water as well too. And evidently it got fixed very, very quickly. And so as you can see, it is now holding water. It does also happen to back up to the Street of Dreams. So hopefully for all the folks that live down that way, they'll get that figured out and get that fixed for them really, really soon. All right, I think we're gonna cross over the road over here. Wait a second. What's
going on, Michael? How are you?
What's up, everybody? Who we got?
So, Paul and Meredith Adamson.
All right, and who's back here?
Melinda. Cynthia.
Nice, where's everybody from?
Texas. Central Texas.
There you go, Central Texas. Nice.
Yep.
I grew up in Houston and Galveston as a kid, so it's been 30, almost 40 years I've lived in Texas.
Yeah.
But we visited recently, so
Very nice.
you are smart to be here instead of there for that big ice storm right now.
Yeah.
Our ring cameras are icy.
There you go.
Yeah.
And white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on a lifestyle visit, or have you purchased a home here?
We're doing our design. Yeah.
Lifestyle visit.
Lifestyle for them, design for us.
Congratulations on your home. Congratulations on your lifestyle visit. I just did a whole video, so you have to go watch. It's all about the lifestyle visit homes of the Street of Dreams.
Very nice.
And what did you guys end up buying?
So we're doing a burrowing owl.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's an awesome home.
Yeah, we were pretty excited.
That's exciting. And so when's your design? You said your design meeting. So when's your build date? When's your move-in date?
We'll find out
on
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Awesome.
We're doing our pool visit tomorrow and then finalize everything on Tuesday.
That's awesome.
Yeah.